Okay, guys, so I'm gonna talk to you about my case study uh, now. And the background of the student. This student is a ninth grade uh, special education student in my biology class. He can work well when he is motivated. And I've seen him do very good work, especially at the beginning of the semester back in January. The problem is that since the beginning of the second half this quarter, he is has basically decided not to turn anything in and has been extremely disruptive. He has been in juvenile hall and is on probation. I believe he was released from juvenile hall back in October. Um, he currently is on a fourth grade reading level. Over the last month, this student has started coming late to class and is becoming increasingly disruptive. He has been diagnosed with a specific learning disability. This student's disability affects attention, visual motor skills, and speech and language. And it impacts his ability to access the general education curriculum and retain academic skills. So this is my students' IEP goals for this year. When given a grade level passage, the student is able to comprehend the material 80% of the time. 80% accuracy with 4 out of 5 times. When given an assignment to complete, the student is able to ask for help using tutoring after school to complete his assignments with 80% accuracy, 4 out of 5 trials. And even though his IEP goal is to ask for help, he rarely does this. Instead, he wants to be on his phone and talk with other students in the class, distracting them. When given a multi-step algebra problem, the student will solve using graphic organizers, notes, 80% accuracy 4 out of 5 times. Okay, so during class, he has not been staying in his seat and wants to walk around the room and engage in off-topic conversations with other students. He has also started to use inappropriate language more often, such as the F word and the N word. So, not very school appropriate. He only wants to play games on his phone. And I believe these are interactive games where other students are playing at the same time. His IEP allows him to take breaks when needed. However, lately he just leaves the classroom without telling me or my co-teacher where he is going. He can be gone for up to a half an hour and sometimes longer. Actually, the student is supposed to be escorted when he leaves, but he basically just runs away from the escort or doesn't wait for the escort to arrive to walk him to where he needs to be. So last quarter he was trying his best and was turning in his work. He ended up getting a C in biology. This quarter he hasn't really turned in anything, and because of that he's pretty much failing. Another thing which I want to mention, the parents are really difficult to get a hold of. They don't seem to be really interested in what the student is doing. They also work several jobs. I don't really want to contact his parole officer and have him have to go back to juvenile hall. So I was just wondering from you guys if you have any suggestions on how to sort of calm the student down. I know that it's not just him that I'm worried about at this point. It's also the other students in the class. I don't want him to fail, but I definitely don't want him to cause other students distractions and have his behavior affecting their grades. So I would like to know what each of you thinks, and thanks for your input and help.